Hello everyone, my name is Saurabh Kumar and you all are watching the Renaissance channel. Today I am here with a video on exercises of Indian Navy, Army and Air Force, which is very much important for the aspirants who are preparing for AFCAT CDS, CAPF and NDA examinations and are going to be held in future in 2020. Before starting, if you are not subscribed this channel, subscribe it and hit the bell icon to get interesting information like this to you as soon as they have been uploaded. So without any delay, let's get started. First, I am going to tell about the exercises that take place between Indian Army and the armies of different nations. Basically, an exercise between the two nation or more than two nation armies takes place in order to increase the coordination, compatibility and command between the two nations so that in future if there is a need for these armies to operate together, they can do so in an effective and efficient manner. So first exercise is exercise Sampriti. It is an exercise between India and Bangladesh. Ninth edition of Sampriti exercise held in 3 to 16 February 2020 at Umroi in Meghalaya. Earlier, 8th edition was held in Tengali, Bangladesh. Exercise Hand in Hand. It is an exercise that takes place between India and China. The 8th India-China joint training exercise with theme counter-terrorism held in Umroi, Meghalaya. In 2017, exercise was not held due to standoff between Indian and Chinese troops in Doklam. In 2018, the exercise was held in Chengdu, China. Exercise Shakti. It is an exercise that takes place between India and France. It was held in 2019 from 31st October to 13th November in 2019 in Rajasthan, India. Exercise Garud Shakti. It is an exercise that takes place between India and Indonesia. The 6th edition, held in 2018, took place in Indonesia on February 19. Exercise Prabal Dostak. It is an exercise that takes place between India and Kazakhstan. Its second edition of exercise held in Baklo, Himachal Pradesh in 2017. Prabal Dostak means robust friendship. Exercise Khanjar. It is an exercise that takes place between India and Kyrgyzstan. It was held in 29th March in 2018. It was the 5th edition of this exercise. An edition of an exercise means how many times that exercise took place and which time is this exercise taking place. Exercise Nomadic Elephant. It is an exercise that takes place between India and Mongolia. The 14th edition of this exercise, military exercise, was held from 5th to 8th October 2019 at Baklo, Himachal Pradesh. Exercise Indra. It is an exercise that takes place between India and Russia. Exercise Indra 2019, a joint tri-service exercise, was conducted from 10th to 19th December 2019 simultaneously at Babina near Jhansi, Pune and Goa. Exercise Mitra Shakti. It is an exercise that takes place between India and Sri Lanka. It was the 7th edition of this exercise held in Pune from 1 to 14 December 2019. Exercise Maitri. It is an exercise that takes place between India and Thailand. It was held in Meghalaya from 16 to 29 September 2019. Exercise The Jay Warrior. It is an exercise that takes place between India and UK. It was the 5th edition of this exercise held in UK from 13 to 26 February 2020. Since it was held in 2020, so this makes very much important for this exercise to be. It may be asked in upcoming examinations. Next is exercise Yuddhabhyas. It is an exercise that takes place between India and USA. It took place from 5th to 18th September 2019 in USA and it was the 15th edition of this exercise. Next exercise is exercise Vajra Prahar. It is an exercise between India and USA. The 10th edition was held in Seattle from October 13 to 28 in 2019. Exercise Winbacks. It is an exercise between India and Vietnam. Held in 2018 at Jabalpur in Madhya Pradesh, it was the first military exercise between the two countries. Exercise Al Naga. It is an exercise between India and Oman. The third edition of this bilateral exercise was held in Oman from 12th to 25th March 2019. Exercise IMBEX. It is an exercise takes place between India and Myanmar. The second edition of IMBEX 2018-19 exercise was commenced at Chandi Mandir military station near Chandigarh. Talking about the exercises that take place between Indian Navy and the Navy of different nations. Exercise SLINEX. It is an exercise that takes place between India and Sri Lanka. The bilateral maritime exercise between India and Sri Lanka was commenced on 7th September 2019 at Visakhapatnam in Andhra Pradesh. Exercise SIMBEX. It is an exercise takes place between India and Singapore. The 26th edition to this maritime exercise was held in South China Sea in May in 2019. Exercise IMCOR. It is an exercise that takes place between India and Myanmar. It took place from 20th May to 28th of May in 2019 in Andaman and Nicobar Islands. Exercise Malabar. It is a trilateral exercise between India, USA and Japan. It is an annual exercise between the navies of India, USA and Japan, held alternately in India and Pacific Ocean. It began in 1992 as a bilateral exercise between India and USA. Japan joined in 2015 onwards. And this was a 23rd edition held from 26 September to 4th October off the coast of Japan. INBN Corpat. It is an exercise held between India and Bangladesh. It was held from 10th to 11th October 2019 at Northern Bay of Bengal. Exercise Konkan. It is an exercise that takes place between India and UK. This was the 18th edition naval exercise conducted from 28th November to 6th December 2018 off the coast of Goa. Exercise Varuna. It is a naval exercise between India and France. The naval exercise Varuna 19.1 was conducted off Goa coast and 19.2 was conducted in Djibouti. It was 17th edition of this exercise. Exercise Nasim al-Bahar. It is an exercise between India and Oman. This was the 12th edition and held in Goa. It is a naval exercise between the Indian Navy and the RNO of Oman, being conducted since 1993. Talking about the exercises that take place between Indian Air Force and the air forces of different nations. Exercise Indradhanush. It is an exercise between India and UK. This was the 5th edition that took place in Indian Air Force Station in Hindan, Ghaziabad on 24th February 2020. Since it was held on 2020, it makes this exercise very much important for the recent upcoming examinations. Exercise Garuda. It is an exercise that takes place between India and France. This was the 6th edition of this exercise held at French Air Base from 1 to 12th July 2019. Exercise Red Flag. This is an exercise that takes place between India and USA. The US Air Force has cancelled the Phase 1 of Red Flag due to COVID-19 outbreak. The Red Flag 21 was scheduled to be in Alaska from 30th April to 15th May 2020. Exercise Desert Eagle. It is an exercise that takes place between India and UAE. It was held at UAE from 24th May 2016 that was continued till June 3, 2016. Exercise Eastern Bridge. It is an exercise that takes place between India and Oman. Held in Oman on 2019, this was the 5th edition of this exercise. Last time exercise was conducted in 2017 at Jamnagar, India. Exercise Siam Bharat. This is an exercise that takes place between India and Thailand. This was the second bilateral exercise was held in 2017. So this was all about the exercises that take place between the Indian Army, Navy and Air Force and the forces of different other nations. Hope you like the video. Thank you for watching.